Hello everybody and welcome back to Inspired Celeb, and in today's brand new video we'll be talking about how Jake Paul is calling out some professional boxers and fighters. This will be a pretty interesting and awesome video, so make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button to see more stuff like this and hit the bell icon to get notified every time we upload a brand new video. Also make sure to go ahead and drop a like and a comment down below, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into today's brand new video. While Jake has called out many fighters such as McGregor and even Dylan Dennis, that has unfortunately become old news, as we already suspected him to call out those fighters even well before the announcement. There is, however, another stream of fighters that have actually called Jake Paul out, and a number of those fighters have called out Jake Paul on Twitter after his TKO against Ben Askren. And will his next bout be against another MMA fighter? On Saturday night, Jake Paul took less than 2 minutes to earn a TKO against former UFC Ben Askren. Paul rocked Askren soon after the start of the bout, eventually throwing a left hook that sent Askren flying down the mat onto his back, and Askren made it back to his feet before the count, although obviously shook. The ref called the bout, declaring Jake Paul the winner. And soon after the TKO, the internet went absolutely nuts and bonkers and crazy. Fight fans split into 3 groups for this bout, and one group backed Paul, of course, and another group backed Arskin to come through for MMA, and the final group convinced that the bout was set up and rigged from the whole thing in the beginning, which in all honesty may not be too far from the truth, but regardless, each group expressed their feelings about the bout, some more vocal than others. Askren already had a name in as the man with the fastest knockout in MMA history, but fans still believed in him and thought that he could come through and win a boxing match against Paul. And Ben Askren actually announced his retirement from the UFC during his pre-fight interview, and he later said, "I got knocked out by Jake Paul, and it's freaking embarrassing." Paul immediately tweeted at the time, "Who should I retire next?" in his usual trollless fashion, and this tweet sparked attention from a few MMA fighters who want a shot at finally putting Paul in his place. And he also took jabs at Nick Diaz and Dana White via Twitter, amongst a host of others. Phil Baroni tweeted, "I was boxing dorks just like you in the 1995 Tough Man. Pass the torch or try and take it. Makes about as much sense as at Ben Askren. I always have a great body. Come in shape and hit hard. I'll fight back." You might remember back in 2007 when Baroni called out Frank Shamrock. Twitter was still new and fresh back in those days, of course, but it was nonetheless a war of words between the two fighters and other outlets. And when the two men finally met in the octagon, Shamrock earned a knockout against Baroni. Dylan Dennis didn't waste time calling out Paul on Twitter either. The most memorable call out from Askren's buddy and teammate Tyron Woodley, who sat in the corner on fight night when Paul nearly knocked him out. BJ Penn also called out Paul as well, as the former UFC champ tagged Triller in a post that read, "Send me a contract and I will happily knock this freaker out in 1 round. A string of other fighters spoke out on the round 1 win, although did not call out Jake Paul specifically. Aljamain Sterling tweeted, "Who paid the ref?" while Jared Gordon tweeted, "What a joke." Jake Paul may very well trash talk himself into a career in boxing. He is well known for trash talk, and well, it has worked for him so well so far. We wouldn't mind a Penn vs. Paul matchup, but it would make everyone even happier to see Paul step inside the octagon with just about everyone in his weight class. Let's go ahead and make that happen, Dana White, please, as we need to see Jake Paul fight some professional MMA fighters or even UFC fighters. Still though, YouTube boxing is a very young sport in its art, as it only started at least a couple of years ago with KSI and Logan Paul, but overall we'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on YouTubers and content creators getting into boxing in general. Anyways guys, that is unfortunately all we have time for today. Thank you all so much for watching this video, as we really do appreciate your viewership. Please don't forget to go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment something nice down below, and we will see you all in the next video. Take care until then, have a fantastic day, and make sure to go ahead and smile more.